How the hell does Lara manage to make 4 of these in less than a second? This is Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and it's okay. Stop shooting at me! I haven't even got a bow! Well, credit where it's due, Per. You've done a good job renovating the place. This place has been so dark and dingy for ages, and now it's got furniture in it, it's got purple torches and a purple thingamy-bob, whatever that is. Purple's my favourite colour. He's done a good job on the place, and it's all very well lit, and you can totally see everything that's going on. It's a pity the designers of this game didn't share that sentiment. For some reason, they felt the need to cloak quite a lot of this game in utter, total blackness. You have to dial up your TV brightness to see anything in this game. I don't know why. Now, in all fairness, the 2 previous games did have their dark moments. In terms of lighting, I mean. But you always had a burning torch or a glow stick to radiate light into the environment so you could see around you at all times. This game goes for one of those pissing little circular pools of light radiated by a battery torch. You know when games do that? Have these game designers ever shone a torch into a pitch dark room before? Unless the room is the size of Wembley Stadium, it's gonna light up more than just a little circle. It's annoying. I think what causes it to annoy me even more is the fact that because you can't see anything in some of these areas to start with, I certainly personally kept feeling the need to use my survival instincts, which highlights objects and enemies in the environment, things like collectible materials and documents. But the problem is that they don't highlight the environment. It's not night vision mode. It only highlights the things in the room. It doesn't let you see the room. The thing about the survival instincts is that they don't last very long. You press the button and as soon as you move, they switch off. Now, I went back to the first 2 games to check certain things because this game was irritating me in quite a few ways, in all honesty. And this was one of them. But no, your survival instincts have always been brief. And I started to wonder, why is it annoying me? It's because I can't see. I'm trying to use the survival instincts as night vision and it doesn't work. So you just get frustrated, you just keep on pressing the button, but the game won't let you spam the instincts. So you turn them on, you take a step, and immediately they turn off. And you have to wait 5 or 6 agonizing seconds for them to restore themselves or cool down or whatever the hell they do. Now it is true that you do pick up various types of herb in this game. You've got the obligatory healing herb, but you've also got endurance herbs, perception herbs, and your slow time herbs, basically, your reaction herbs, whatever they're called. Your perception herbs kind of permanently turn on your survival instincts, but only for items. But again, it doesn't help you see in the dark.
Your dad's notebook say anything about Peru?
No. I mean, there is supposed to be a secret city of gold in Peru. Paititi, every treasure hunter on Earth is looking for it. But Dad's notes stop in Mexico. Like he lost interest
Or?
I don't know. The next volume picks up in Syria.
And you might be thinking to yourself, use the torch, you idiot. Well, yeah, you could. Except that it's automatic. You can't control when it turns on and off. And sometimes it doesn't turn itself on. Sorry. I know that I'm going on and on about the darkness. I just think that the developers took the title Shadow of the Tomb Raider a little bit too literally. It's not a bad game. It's just not that good a game either. There are other things that irritate me about it. For example, the weapons. You've got the obligatory bow and arrow that is set in stone as far as this game series is concerned right now. You've got the assault rifle, the pistol, the shotgun. You've got different variants of each type, although you'll pick your favourites and stick with them, obviously. But one irritating aspect of the combat I discovered was that there are soldiers and then there are enemies in like a primitive garb. They're the serpent guards. And if you face off against the serpent guards in a general combat encounter, for some reason Lara comes across all culturally sensitive and refuses to use anything except the bow and arrow. You can't use the assault rifle, you can't use the shotgun, you can't use the pistol.
Babach beyo, helul chaite chotzilil kukulkan. Tu beita limwoke simbai.
Well, why don't you use the axe? Yep, you've got an axe in the game, you can use that instead. You can shoot the arrows at distance and whack them in the face with the axe at close range. Yeah, try that on the serpent guards. They dodge the fucking thing. I mean it, they're experts at avoiding it. The combat is not bad. It's just that there's some weird ass decisions in this game. I mean, the enemies, the serpent guards being able to dodge the axe takes that out of the equation. Lara won't use any of her firearms against them, so you've only got the bow and arrow. I go through loads of arrows against this guy. To make matters worse, they have a face plate, which is effectively like a helmet. It's head armor, so you can't even kill them with one headshot. It's ridiculous. So yeah, the combat can be a bit of a pain sometimes. This game does, however, allow you to use stealth, and the game has expanded on its stealth repertoire since it started. In this game you can scurry up trees and drop on enemies from above, from the branches, which is kind of fun. Even more fun is when you gain the ability to drop on the enemy with a rope, tie them up in the rope, and then string them up in the tree, which is quite fun. It was one of my favourite bits. It was one of the bits that I enjoyed more than the rest of it, because as I say, I have an issue with the third person camera in combat, so I prefer to approach situations with stealth anyway.
Your team is next in line for Deacon training. Rourke out.
You heard the man. Let's do this.
Hey, you alright?
Of course, you've got a raft of weapons to collect and upgrade, of course, and you upgrade them using resources that you find in the field. We've come a long way since the first game. The first game simply had you collecting salvage, and then the second game had you collecting things like cloth and deer antlers and skins, and there was a whole raft of stuff you had to collect. This game, there's even more shit to collect, even more materials to make various upgrades. You need certain specialist items to upgrade certain things, in particular those special outfits you find in certain tombs that grant you secondary abilities, passive upgrades. It's a case of more is not necessarily a good thing in this case. It just means you've got more shit to collect. And there are 3 languages for you to learn. Well, you don't learn them. Good thing too, otherwise I'd be screwed. Lara learns them as she's exposed to elements of the writing, either through documents or through frescoes or mosaic patterns on the wall, things like that. And if your language skills get good enough, you can translate these monoliths. You translate the monolith and it's basically a treasure hunt for a special resource spot in the world. The riddle that it poses you is incredibly easy. I never had a single problem trying to work them out, which is a bit of a problem for me because I like my puzzle games, you know, I like things like the Telos Principle and Fez and all that kind of stuff. I'd have appreciated a bit harder riddles.
I'll have to jump. There's no other way.
Otherwise, most things in this game that are side activities tend to devolve to collectathons. You collect documents, artifacts, you collect materials. It's borderline Ubisoft collectathon, is this. The game has a main storyline, obviously, and to be honest, I didn't find it that riveting. There are, however, side quests in this game, something which I think I'm right in saying that the previous games haven't done, really. You have to walk up to people and interact with them to gain the quests. The only thing is that there are 2 major settlements in the game with people milling around. Yeah, you're not in the wilderness anymore. But the thing is that some of those people in one of the settlements at least will only respond to you if you're wearing a particular outfit. And you can only change outfits at a campfire, which is bloody annoying, because you don't know what outfit you need until you walk up to them and the game says, no, you need the Serpent Guard uniform, or you need that blue dress from earlier. No. Do these people have a really limited memory span? Is that it? They can't remember you unless you're wearing the right outfit. I mean, going into the Serpent Guard's base, wearing the Serpent Guard's outfit, I can understand that. But the villagers should be able to remember you. You shouldn't need the bloody blue dress on, surely. There are some moments of fun when you're running away from the latest natural disaster to befall you. Lara improbably escapes from a mountain falling on her head, you know, Tom Cruise style at the last moment. The action sequences are totally implausible and ridiculous, but they are good fun when they happen. I had fun, as I said before, with the stealth element, and combat can be fun. It can be. You know, when you're not fighting the Serpent Guards and you can use every tool at your disposal.
You can't hide from me, Rourke. You are fucking dead.
This is Rourke. I've been called back to Cannes. Winters, Croft is all yours. I know you're listening. I'm the last one delivered. Shit! Arnold 2! We cannot take another hit like that.
I can vividly remember my favourite moments from the first 2 games. In the first game, it was the moment where you got to the very summit at the very end of the game and the big reveal happened. I won't spoil it in case you haven't played it, but it's totally worth playing through. In the second game, ironically, my favourite bit was an add-on, and that's the lair of Baba Yaga. That was an extra to the base game, and that section has its own boss fight. Totally worth playing through, by the way, if you haven't. And even now, I'm still struggling to think of a section which really grabbed me in this game. A section that I can point to and say, yeah, that was my favourite bit. Well, I can kind of point to my favourite bit, but it just wasn't that exciting. The moment in Croft Manor. You have a section in there where you do a bit of climbing and puzzle solving. And that bit is quite fun.
Now for the real treasure in the Forbidden Tomb. Our hero must be quiet to avoid alerting the king.
What does Lara have to do with any of this? She's in her room doing her homework.
She hasn't much time. Our hero continues climbing, looking for another way in. Our hero spies another entrance.
The final score for Shadow of the Tomb Raider is a 6 out of 10. I think it's a fair score based on everything. It's the game's darkness, the sheer lack of light is what irritated me, and that frigging annoying torch with its little circle of light. Seriously, try it. Torch lights up much more than that. And the sheer number of items you have to collect, the collectathons. I know that you had to collect things in the previous games, but because the game doesn't particularly grab you with the story or the side missions, you really feel the dragging bits. And it got to a certain point late on in the game where I was just thinking to myself, okay, I just want it to be over. I just thought to myself, let's just get the main story done. Let's just go for it. And it's not good when your game starts doing that. When it starts saying to you, right, just hurry up and finish. Hurry up and get it over with. So, yeah, that was Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Bit disappointed in it, in all honesty, especially given the two previous ones. 6 out of 10, above average game. It's not terrible. I'm glad that I rounded out the trilogy, but I'm just sorry it had to end like this. Okay, I'm going to stop rabbiting on now. What did you think of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, or haven't you played it yet? Leave a comment down below. What did you think of my video? Leave a like or dislike. And feel free to subscribe or share if you can't get enough of my voice or you want to inflict my voice on someone else. See you next time.